Let's talk about Vladimir Nabokov's Lolita. That name alone, right? It brings up so much. Literary genius, stunning prose, and a crime that is just deeply, deeply unsettling. It's without a doubt one of the most celebrated and, at the same time, one of the most condemned novels of the 20th century. So today, we're going to try and unpack the anatomy of this controversial masterpiece.
And that brings us to the big question, the one we're really trying to figure out here. How on earth can a novel about a monstrous, completely unforgivable act be considered a profound work of art? How in the world did Nabokov pull it off?
Wow, that reaction from a student really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It gets right to the core of the book's strange power, and you could say its danger. As a reader, you find yourself almost charmed by the villain, Humbert Humbert. And here's the thing, that's not an accident. That feeling you get, it's baked into the very DNA of the book.
And this right here is the central conflict. On one side, you've got the subject matter, the abduction and abuse of a child. It's horrible, it's repellent. But on the other side, you have the style. The language is just gorgeous, it's witty, it's poetic, and it's incredibly seductive. The book smashes these two opposites together, and it creates this experience for the reader that is all at once beautiful and horrifying.
So, here's the trick. We, the reader, are literally locked inside Humbert's head. We only see what he wants us to see. We're stuck listening to all his excuses, all his rationalizations from page 1. You almost never get a clear, objective look at what's really happening, which makes it so hard to escape his influence. It really is a prison of his perspective. So if we're trapped in this prison, how does he do it? How does the novel pull off this seduction? Well, the answer is all in the language. Okay, just listen to the very first lines of the book. Before we even know what the story is about, Nabokov makes us feel the words. Humbert's not just saying her name, he's making us perform it in our own mouths. Language becomes this physical, sensual thing. And just like that, with that one tiny little temptation, we're already being pulled into his world. And believe it or not, Humbert actually gives a name to his secret weapon, a fancy prose style. But this isn't just about beautiful writing. No. This is a weapon. It's a calculated, manipulative strategy designed to charm and disarm us, the jury, to make us his allies before we even know what's really going on. And man, his toolbox is packed. He throws everything at us. You've got these grand romantic cliches. He literally lifts Princeton by the Sea straight from an Edgar Allan Poe poem, wrapping his crime in the language of classic literature. But here's the genius part. Right when you think it's getting too sappy, he'll crack a joke or hit you with this incredibly sharp original line that keeps you totally off balance. The writer Martin Amis had this brilliant way of describing it. He compared the prose to a bodybuilder. All those muscles aren't there for any practical reason, right? They're not for lifting things, they're just for show. They're there to be admired. And that's Humbert's language to a T. It's this beautiful, polished surface designed to make you look away from the absolute ugliness underneath. Okay, but if the style is so over the top, so obviously fake, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is Humbert really the only one in control here, or is there someone else behind the curtain pulling the strings? This is where it all gets way more complicated. You start to feel another presence in the book, someone beyond Humbert, like a master puppeteer. Who is really writing this story? Well, Nabokov, the sly fox that he is, actually leaves us a clue. It's buried in the novel's fake foreword. A name is mentioned, Vivian Darkbloom. Seems random, right? A throwaway detail? It's not. It's the key to the whole puzzle. Okay, check this out. You take the name Vivian Darkbloom. You move the letters around a bit, and what do you get? Vladimir Nabokov. Boom. It's an anagram. The author just signed his name right in the middle of his own illusion. He's basically waving at us from behind the curtain, letting us know he's there. And that's not the only fingerprint he leaves behind. Take the word throb. It pops up all over the place. Humbert uses it to describe his obsession. The fake editor in the foreword uses it. And get this, Nabokov himself used that exact same word to describe his own creative spark for the novel. So with one word, he connects the monster, the narrator, and himself. The whole facade just collapses. So what's the deal with all this? Why would an author deliberately break the spell he's casting on us? Well, it turns out this whole game, this manipulation, that's the entire point.
Which brings us to the grand finale, Nabokov's chess problem.
Okay, so Nabokov was a genius at composing these intricate chess problems, and he saw Lolita as exactly that. Now, in a chess problem, the real fight isn't white versus black on the board. No, the real battle is between the person who created the puzzle, the author, and the person trying to solve it, and that's us, the reader.
So this whole book is basically a problem of art. What's the goal? To make you, the reader, painfully aware of how stories work, how they can mess with your head and manipulate your feelings. He uses what he called delusive opening moves and false sense, that's all of Humbert's charm, to lead you down the wrong path. The ultimate challenge he set for himself was, can I, using only the power of beautiful words, make you sympathize with a monster?
And don't just take my word for it. Here it is, straight from Nabokov himself. The real clash in Lolita isn't Humbert versus Lolita. It's between the author and the world. He's putting his art up against our moral defenses to see who wins.
So this is absolutely crucial. Lolita is not asking you to feel sorry for Humbert, not at all. It is demanding that you pay attention to the incredible and sometimes terrifying power of art itself. It's a breathtaking demonstration of how aesthetic beauty can be used to mask moral ugliness. You know, the famous critic Lionel Trilling once posed this very question, wondering if this was the greatest love story of our time. Now think about that. Was he actually seduced by this story, or did he just recognize that Nabokov had solved his own impossible chess problem? That's the question the novel leaves you with. Is it a love story? Or is it the ultimate proof that a lie can be so beautiful it makes us believe almost anything?